How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Prime Energon, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series More Than Meets the Eye Collection One Shall Stand Optimus Prime. Now, I think that this is a huge cash grab. We're going to talk about it. Thank you guys for joining me here on Prime Energon. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It would really help the channel out. It would really help me out and help this channel to grow. So let's get started. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the packaging. So I do like the artwork and I do like the packaging. I love that it says one shall stand. Megatron will say one shall fall. I do have that coming as well. We get the new More Than Meets the Eye collection, which is apparently Target's thing. I did order this from Target. You get Transformers movie, Optimus Prime. You get some nice artwork of Optimus injured. This is a little off. I think it's supposed to be off to the side, but they're making it look like the toy. And then here you go for some artwork of truck mode, transforms in 40 steps. From robot to truck, you get leader class. Going on over to the back, you get some more artwork or product shots of Optimus Prime. Of course, he has his gun. And he has his little dildo, his little shard of metal right there that he comes with as well. And of course, he also does come with a matrix of leadership. So a little bit of accessories right there. Same thing we got. We got the exact same gun that we got with the Commander class. And there you go for Optimus Prime, Transformers, the movie Optimus Prime. Then over here, some more artwork. One shall stand. So that is actually pretty cool. And then you get your barcode at the bottom. So taking a look at Optimus Prime himself. And they could have done this with the regular Optimus Prime. Come on, Hasbro. You could have given us some replaceable chest right here with these little panels or something that we could have popped out and popped in. Maybe a replaceable torso or something. But yeah, we could have gotten something different. We definitely could have gotten a new head sculpt to pop on and pop off. But it is what it is. This is the blaster, which is going to be exactly the same as we got with the Commander class. We're going to compare these two as well. There you guys can see the differences, because there are some differences other than the battle damage. So there is the blaster right there, done pretty good. You get a little bit of gunmetal silver over here on the back. The rest is going to be cast out of this dark gray plastic. Let's go and take a look at some of the details. So here we go for the head sculpt, looking really good, and battle damage. Of course, his horns over here are going to be all mangled and broken and crooked, looking really good. Chest sculpt right here. Now they did do these panels better than they did on the Commander class. We're going to take a look at that as well. There you guys can see the differences between the two. And of course, we get all the battle damage right here with this little shard that sticks in right here to his torso. And you get a lot of little damage and some little details right there on the inside as well, which is actually pretty cool. You could actually see some circuitry and stuff in there. So that's pretty cool. Nice attention to detail. And then a little bit of scribble over here. Continuing on from the windshield onto his arm. And that is pretty much it. You get this damage, this different windshield, and his head sculpt with the horns. Other than that, there is no other damage. Truck mode has the same hole right here on the front grille, so keep that in mind. Everything else is going to be exactly the same as the Commander class Optimus Prime. And this is his little shard. Now, when I first got this, this little nub was half the size of this. Okay, so when you would put it in, it would literally just fall out. So what I did was just cut it back a little bit with a little X-Acto knife. And as you can see right there, now it's a secure fit. So it's still a little loose, but beforehand it would literally just fall out and not really stay put in there. So I don't know what Hasbro was thinking. So now this thing is pretty secure and it actually goes in a little bit further. So I would suggest just cutting that little peg back just a little bit with an X-Acto knife and you'll be good to go, and this will stay in with no problems. So yeah, it's pretty much just a little shard, hollow on the bottom. Kind of wish it was a little bit filled out just in case, you know, you have to get it at the right angle. But it is what it is, just a little shard that sticks into his chest. And that's all you get is his gun and his shard. So articulation is going to be exactly the same as the commander class. So head is on a little bit of a ball joint. You get a lot of side to side, a little bit up and down for his head. Can go all the way around. Arms can go all the way out. Spin all the way around. You get a upper bicep rotation. You do get a about 90 degrees bend at the bicep. You get some wrist rotation with some articulated fingers as well. You get a full waist rotation, which is pretty tight on this copy. You get hip skirts on the front, which again are pretty tight, so legs can kick up that far. You get some back flaps as well, kick back. Can do the splits. You get a upper thigh rotation. You get well over 90-degree bend at the knee, and you get some ankle tiltage, 90-degree bend at the ankle tiltage. The feet can go down, they can't go up. The heel can go down as well. Can go back a little bit. You want to have that look. They really can't go forward. And of course, the smoke stacks can turn around. Now these are a little bit tighter than they were on my commander class, but they're still a little loose on this version. So let's go ahead and compare him to the original commander class Optimus Prime, shall we? So here we go for the comparison, and as you can see right here, like I said, they did the chest a lot better on this guy than they did over here, only because they painted those little tabs off to the side, and it just looks more cohesive. Why couldn't we have gotten this shade? First of all, we should have gotten this shade of blue on this guy without those unsightly unpainted tabs right there. So yeah, Hasbro, why are you giving us the better version over here? Well, technically the better painted version over here, and you didn't give it to us the first time. You can see right here, head sculpt, his crest is different as well. You get a little bit more silver on the face of this head sculpt. All over here, it's silver on the inside. So I wonder why they did that. Maybe just a mistake. Maybe this is just on my copy. Comment down below. And of course, the mouth guard, a little bit more cracked up on this one. Horns cracked up over here. Other than that, same. The Autobot symbol is brighter and more thicker on the More Than Meets the Eye version than it is on the original. I kind of like that. I may end up switching these arms. I do not know. Going on over to the torso, of course, you can see the differences right there. Definitely different. The waist looks to be pretty much about the same. Going on over to the bottom. Now, I did notice that these panels are painted all the way around red. See all that blue? So you can see the red on the face front of this, but on this one, they aren't painted all the way around. They're painted on the other side, so the paint does not come all the way around, and therefore you do not see the red on the face side. So there you go for that. That is another difference. Feet are pretty much exactly the same on both of these. Smokestacks, I did replace these smokestacks, so keep that in mind. These are aftermarket smokestacks. They are just going to be the same over here. The back of it figure looks exactly the same. For the most part, everything is exactly the same. The lights are in the right spot, so that is also pretty cool. The feet are flipped around the right way. And there is the back. So let's go ahead and get him into truck mode. We're not going to be doing a full transformation on this guy just because we already know how he transforms. So if you go back and watch my review video of Commander Class Optimus Prime, transforms exactly the same. Okay, guys, I'm not going to waste your time. Alright, so one thing that I did manage to see in their alt modes is that the plastic on the More Than Meets the Eye version, the red plastic, is a little bit darker than the plastic on the original Commander Class. You see right here, just a shade darker. You could definitely notice it up top, and do have some smudging right here from that silver paint. But keep that in mind. I don't know if it's just because he's dying or he's injured, but they did make the plastic just a little bit darker on the new version compared to the old Commander Class version. In some of these joints, you can see they do look a little bit darker. Is that a deal breaker? No, I'm pretty sure unless you have both of them, you're really not going to notice the difference. But here you go on that front chest sculpt. As you can see, the front grille is damaged on the new version compared to the older version. Other than that, everything seems the same. Of course, windshield stays the same. The side windows, again, they did better on the new version than they did on the older version. Come on, Hasbro. You could have done this from the get-go. And his shard does fit in the front right here into that little slot. That is going to be his storage. And if you want to store his gun, where I've been putting it is this little square cutout right there. If the little magazine of the gun seems to fit in there quite nicely. So that's where I've been putting it for weapon storage for this version, since we don't have, this doesn't come with the trailer to store all your weapons like the Commander class did. But I've been putting it in there and seems to be doing just fine. Everything else seems to be okay. The blue looks to be about the same, maybe a little bit darker on the newer version. So I think that's what they're doing here, is just making everything just a shade darker on these figures. Wheels look to be about the same. Everything else looks to be about the same as well. Going on over to the back. And yeah, all I could say is that this is definitely a cash grab from Hasbro. They could have done this to begin with and given us, you know, little swap out pieces for the grill and the chest or something, or the torso, and giving us swap out pieces for the front grills. But I think they did the paint and the paint job better on this version than they did over here. Like, look at that. This just looks horrible. They could have done this shade of blue on the Commander class and painted those little tabs, and would have looked worlds better than this does now. And then going on over the side, this shade of blue over here just looks so much better. They could have done that to begin with. And going on over to the Autobot symbols, you can see the new one over here just looks a little bit more pronounced than this one. And that's all I could see. Those are the improvements that I think that they should have done for that. So cash grab. People who bought this version, it's like $100 for the Commander class, and then they want you to go spend another $60 for the Leader class. Pretty much the same figure with little tweaks on there. So of course I bought it because I reviewed Transformers, but the average person, if you already have the Commander class, just keep it, obviously. And unless you want to spend the money over here, I don't think you have to. But if you want that nostalgia of Optimus Prime right before he's about to get killed in the movie, then go ahead and buy it. But I think Hasbro could have done something to giving us this version over here with the Commander class, just swapping out little pieces if we wanted to create him in both his modes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And I will see you next time here on Prime Energon. Peace.